let's begin by sitting tall and straight and supremely still. Close the eyes. Bring the attention inward. Nothing to do, nothing to seek. All that we need is already within. Let's begin with the sound of Om 3 times to bring divine attention to the self. Imagine you're everywhere. Fix your mind on God alone. Rest your thoughts on God alone. And in God you live hereafter. Of this there is no doubt. May all beings everywhere be happy and free from suffering, and enjoy this practice through our senses. Before we begin, let's do the mantra for purification to purify this space, the grounds, and all the psychic channels within. I will chant it. If you know it, then chant it along with me. If not, just think of the effects of purification on the space, the grounds, and all the psychic channels within. Om Pavitraha Pavitra Va Sawa Vashtanga Topi Va Yaha smarit pandrikaksham sabahya bihantraha suchihi. Now let's come to standing. All right. So let's begin. We'll start with spiritual breathing in order to establish a connection, a deeper connection with the divine essence within. Bring the arms up, the palms facing up, elbows slightly higher than the shoulders. As I count to 8, imagine you're pulling in the best universe down into the heart, holding for the attention and the breath at the heart for a count of 6. Exhale, breathe back out through the fingertips. Just the breath leaves, everything else that you pulled in stays in. Inhale down into the heart. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Holding all the attention and the breath at the heart. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale out through the fingertips. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale down into the heart again. Pull in the best of the universe. 5, 6, 7, 8. Holding it all in the heart. Concentrate all your attention there. Exhale out through the fingertips, just the breath. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Last time, draw in everything you need. Feel as though you're a big magnet pulling it all in. Holding it all in the heart now, suspend the breath. Exhale out, just the breath. Bring the arms down now, and let's continue with the exercise to prepare the body for the practice. Start to turn the head in circles, shoulders away from the ears. Feel as though you're trying to get the ears to touch the shoulders without actually lifting the shoulders. And then switch the direction of rotation. Good. And now circle the arms backwards, the shoulders I should say, to start. And then bring the arms into the movement. Feel as though the shoulder blades are the wings of the heart. So exercise them fully. And then shoulder roll forward. Tune into the sensations running up and down the spine. And then again, move the arms with the shoulders this time. Now, left arm up. Inhale, reach up. Open up the feet a little bit more. Exhale, bend to the right. Inhale, come back up. Exhale again, bend. Inhale, come up. Exhale, sweep the right arm to the right and come up again. And then down. Last time, inhale, come up. Exhale. And then come up again, right arm up and left. Go to the left. And reach up again. Glide over to the left. Move gracefully. Watch the body moving. And again. And then bend. Last time, come up. And then bend. And then coming back up. From here, just start to move the shoulders, allow the shoulders to move the body. Arms just hitting the body any which way. And then start to move faster. And faster. Until the arms and head are flying. And then start to slow it down. Feel as though the arms are weighted down, heavy as can be. And then come back to stillness. Next exercise, breath of joy 8 times. First 3 movements on an inhale, last one, exhale like a big sigh through the mouth. Looks like this. Join me. Do it with enthusiasm to make it live up to the name. Big exuberant movements. Last time, just stay down on the last one. Allow the body to stop shaking. And then start to pull your body back up. Uncoiling and coming back up. Next one, lion's breath. 8 times. So we're going to come into a squat to the extent that you can. At the same time, you allow your eyes to go big and cross, and then you just allow your tongue to hang out. So just release some tension this way and be like a child. Make a formidable face. And back up. Shake out the wrists as fast as you can from your hands from side to side. Up and down. Pull the arms over the head. Press the palms up towards the sky. Inhale, lift up off the heels. Exhale, down. Inhale, press up again. And down. Up. Down, up, down, up, stay up, push the belly button in front of the spine, push into the roots of your toes, come up higher if you can, and lower down, release the arms. So let's come to the top of the mat now. Surya Namaskar, bring the hands to the heart. Remember, better than practice, even better than meditation, is to renounce all the fruits of our actions. Do the practice as though it were a divine duty to all beings. Let's move together as one like a school of fish. Reach the arms up over the head. Come down. Bend the knees if you need to. Bring your chest on your thighs, your hands flat on the ground. Right foot back into lunge. Lower the knee. Sink down through the seat. Lift the head and the chest. Come into high plank. Lower down the knees. Bring the seat all the way back behind the heels. Then glide forward. Brush the nose to the ground. Come up. Lift the chest. Bring the head back. Come all the way back. Seat behind the heels. Start again. Glide forward. Push with your hands. Propel your body forward. Come up. All the way back. One last time like this. Come forward. Bring the head up and back. Roll over the toes back into downward facing dog. Melt the heart towards the ground. And then the right foot steps forward to the hands. Sink down through the seat. Feet together. Uttanasana. Chest to the thighs. Come all the way up to standing. Arch back. Hands back to the heart. Go up again. Come down. Watch the body moving by itself. Left foot back, knee down to the ground, sink down to the seat. And then from here, come into high plank, lower the knees, bring the seat back. Glide forward again. Brush the nose to the ground and come up gracefully. Uncoil the spine all the way back, seat behind the heels. Once again, come forward. Practice according to your condition, all the way back. One last time. Glide forward, pull with your hands. And bring the body up. Roll over the toes back into downward facing dog. Lift the seat up and back. Now left foot forward. If that was difficult, you can lower the knee. If the foot doesn't make it all the way to the hands, just slide it forward with your left hand. Feet together. Chest to the thighs, head down. Come right up to standing. Hands back to the heart. And open up. Come down. Right foot back, lower the knee down, sink down through the seat. Just a regular Surya Namaskar. Bring the knees, chest and forehead down and glide between the arms. Cobra. All the way back into downward facing dog. And then the right foot steps forward to the hands quietly. Bring the back knee down. Feet together, Uttanasana. Bow down onto the legs. Come right up to standing. Return home. And reach up again. Don't worry about the breath. Just move the body that in a way that feels intuitive. Left foot back, and then the breath will do its work for you. Just try to keep it steady and even. Knees, chest, and forehead down, and come forward into Cobra. Right back into Adho Mukha Svanasana. Left foot steps forward, feet together. Bow to the legs again, head down. Come all the way up to standing. Bring the hands back to the heart. And reach up again. Fold down. Now, bend the knees. Bring your hands behind the back, join them together. Push the chest towards the knees. Exhale. Use the body to push the legs back. Send the head further down and the seat further up. Keep your chest with your thighs. So keep your knees bent as you need to keep the connection. Now bring the hands back down to the ground beside the feet. Right foot back. Lower the knee. As you come up, sweep the arms up. Kapiyasana. Bring the hands together, or you can keep them apart if you like. Inhale. Lift the body by the hips. Exhale. Go back a little bit more if you can with your arms. And then come down. Bring the hands down. Step the feet back together in plank. Lower down knees, chest, and forehead. And then glide up into your Cobra. Back into downward facing dog. Lift the seat up and back. And then the right foot steps forward to the hands. Back knee down. Raise your arms above the head again. Stretch up. Exhale. Go back a little bit more. Keep your hips forward. Curl the tail under. And then bring the hands back. Bring the left foot in to meet the right foot. Keep your knees bent. If you need to, again, chest to your thighs. And then pull the arms over the head. Uttanasana. Good. Now, release the hands. Bring them up in front and over the head. Arch back. Stretch the front of the body. Hands back to the heart. Again, move according to your condition. Reach the arms up and back. Hips forward. Curl the tail under. Keep the lower back long. Bring your hands down to the ground. Bend your knees. Again, belly on your thighs. Push the chest towards the knees. And then dive down with the head towards the ground. Pull your hands as far over the head as possible. And then release the hands down beside your feet. Left foot comes down. Back knee down. And then, or back. And then reach up and back. Kapiyasana. Lift the body up out of the hips. Exhale, sink the hips forward and reach back. Stretch the arms. And then from release. Hands down, back into plank. Ashtanga Namaskara. Come forward into the Cobra. Shoulders down and back. Back into Adho Mukha Svanasana. Left foot steps, back knee down. Sink down to the seat, flatten out the toes. Arms up over the head, pull the body up, exhale. Reach back, stretch the front of the body. And then go down with your hands. Again, beside the feet. Right foot moves in beside your left. Bend the knees, chest to your thighs, and then push the body against the legs to go deeper. Seat comes up over the heels. More. Maybe the legs straighten all the way. And then release the hands. Bring them all the way up over the head. Curl the tail under. Press the hips forward. Reach back. And then return. Another variation. Reach the arms up over the head. Bring the hands down to the ground beside the feet. Now from here, lift up off your heels. Shift your weight forward more towards the base, fingers and fingertips. Press into your hands hard. Lift up a little bit. And then floats back. So allow your toes to slide back. Come in chaturanga, or you can walk back if you prefer. Now, pull the body forward and lift your hips and knees up off the ground. Upward facing dog. Now here, anchor down through the toes and the hands, and then stretch the front of the body. Lift the chest up, open up the chest and bring the chin up. Feel like a dog howling at the moon. Try not to jam up the back of the neck. Keep your neck extending out the shoulders. Back into Adho Mukha Savasana now. Breathe in, pull the seat back, breathe out. Just soften the line of the back. Just bouncing the shoulders a little bit. Try to get your chest closer to the ground. Some of you might be able to bring the top of the head, maybe even a little bit towards the back of the head, towards the ground. Flatten out the arms, lengthen them at the same time. Then lift the heels, bend the knees. You can either jump your feet forward to your hands or just walk your feet forward. Now from here, come all the way up to standing. Arch back if you feel comfortable. Hips forward. Bring the hands back to the heart. One more like that. Arms up over the head. Stretch all the way to the fingertips. And then come down gracefully. Hands beside your feet. Inhale, come up halfway, shift your weight forward, march your shoulders, come over the fingertips, push into your hands hard, and then see if you can jump back lightly. Bend your elbows as you come back, or walk back. And then again, slide up into your upward facing dog. If it's too much, keep your hips on the ground. Again, feel like a dog howling at the moon. Think of the shape of the howling wolf and just try to make the shape with your body. And now push into your hands, send your seat up and back, downward facing dog. Think of a dog stretching its back and try to take on that form now. Try to imitate whatever you're doing, representing to the fullest extent possible. Come into its mindset as well. And now lift the heels, bend the knees, look between your hands, bring your feet there, hopping or walking. Bow down over the legs, head towards the ground. And then rise up. Bring your arms over the head, reach back, and bring the hands back to the heart. Breathe in, breathe out, let go of all expectations, all attachments to the results. Continue with a longer sequence of postures. Watch the body moving by itself. Reach the arms up over the head, stretch, and then come down. Let's do Uttanasana here. Hold it for a little bit longer. Bend the knees, take hold of the opposite elbows behind the knees, and then push the body into the legs, send the seat further up and back. If you have pretty loose hamstrings, your legs might be straight. See if you can move your chest down as though you try to get beyond your knees, forehead to the shins. Pull the body right against the legs. Pull the forearms down towards the ground, close to the ankles. Good. Now press into the hands here. From here, lift your heels, bend the knees, push into your hands. Option here. Try and lift your feet up off the ground. You could bring your seat over your hips. Over your hands, I should say. Okay? 3 times. Push in. Imagine pushing right into the hands of Mother Earth. And see if you can lift your seat. And the next time, you can extend your legs, bend your elbows, and come back into Chaturanga. If not, you walk back into Chaturanga. Now from here, once again, it's an upward facing dog. Back into downward facing dog. Breathe in, breathe out, soften through the heart. And bring the left foot forward to the hands, back knee down. Sink down through the seat. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, drop the shoulders down, wiggle the shoulders a little bit. Stay in Kapayasana a little bit longer this time. Reach up, pull the body by the hips. Exhale, go back a little bit deeper. Imagine trying to get your index fingers over the back toe, but practice according to your condition. option here to take swan pose. Modification here, you can just keep your left hand on your left knee, bring your right hand back onto your back foot or your leg, and just curve the body. Bring the belly button forward, the chest up if you can. I'll do it this way so you can see from this angle. You bring the back foot in, and then you reach across. You bring the toes to rest in your forearm. Fingers are by the ears, left arm comes up, and then you take perhaps your fingers into a bind, into a lock. And then you press your toes back into the arm, turn the chest forward. Looking up, stretch out your arms if you can. Okay, so we'll do it this way so you can see a better view. You can just stay in any of the other postures that came before if it's your preference. Now bring the foot close in towards the shoulder, back foot down, step back into plank, and then from here, lower the knees, chest and chin down, come back up into your cobra or your upward facing dog. Stay there for a moment, bring the feet together, shoulders down away from the ears, imagine you're in the body of a snake. Into downward facing dog. Now bring the right foot forward to the hands, back knee down, raise your arms above the head, again sink down through the seat, bring the arms back. See if you can get the arms beside or behind the ears, keep the arms straight as opposed to bent at the elbows. Lift the body, bow the hips. And coming back, if you like, you can stay there, right hand to the right knee and left hand just slides down the back leg. Curve the side body, or you go into your swan. Lift your back knee up, take hold of the foot, press into your form. If your fingers are close to ears, when your right arm comes around, define the fingers a little bit more easily. And then see if you can press the toes into the inner arm. Turn the chest forward. Now break the pose. Bring the foot back towards the shoulder and then let it back down. Plant the hands. Come back into plank. Knees, chest, forehead down. Right into your cobra or upward facing dog. So you transition through each pose as quietly, as mindfully as possible without changing your mindset, without disturbing the witness who's watching. Back into Adho Mukha Svanasana. Breathe in, breathe out. And then the left foot forward. Come into Warrior One. Reach the arms up over the head. Bring the head back, look up at the fingertips, like you're looking at the tip of the sword. Now embody all the power of the warrior. Turn to the right, Virabhadrasana, 2 shoulders down. Keep strong and long through the pose. Parsvakonasana, you can just bring the left forearm onto the left thigh, the right arm over the head. If you want to go deeper, you have the flexibility, bring your left hand down to the ground. And other expressions, go ahead. Right arm behind the back, take a half bind if you like, press the hand to the inside of the thigh, or take a bind. Drop the shoulder a little bit so the left arm can come completely underneath the leg. Join your hands beside the seat against the left thigh. Right shoulder moves back. Now release, left hand back down, right arm sweeps overhead, and bring the right hand to the ground. Turn so your hips are facing forward. Keep pressing through the back heel. If you can, keep your knee up off the ground, raise your right arm up, ankle the toe and the knee towards the right, anchor the leg in place with the back of the right arm. Just the armpits close to the thigh. Join the hands in prayer, push the chest towards the thumbs. Exhale, roll the left shoulder all the way back. Keep pressing back to the left heel, right heel. If you need to, you can lower the knee down on the ground, just underneath the hip. And just try to work the pose from here, get the chest up. Other options, take a bind, left arm over the back. Join hands against the belly. Left shoulder moves back. And of course, you have always the option of taking the knee up off the ground. Move according to your condition. Good. Now, come back into Warrior Two. Sink down through the seat. Take the hands behind the back. Inhale, lift the head and chest. Humble Warrior. Sink down, go to the inside, go to the right. So the shoulder slips the inside of the leg. Bring the head towards the ground. Modification, the knee stays on the ground. So you would do it from here. Telescope the chest forward. Inhale, come up halfway. Bring the hands on the inside foot. Left foot moves out a little bit more. To the outside of the mat, and then just rock back and forth off the toes. Sink down through the seat. And lower the knee down. If your shoulder is lower than the knee or at the same height, roll to the right forearm might come down, and then roll to the left forearm might come down as well. Otherwise, stay on your left hand or stay on both hands. Keep reaching ahead and chest forward. Exhale. Sink through the seat. Try to get the seat nice and low and anchored down. Okay. If you're very flexible, you might be able to get your chest on the ground. If you can, it might be easier to take your left arm to the outside. Sink down through the seat. Gaze is steady and forward. Back onto your hands. Come back up into plank pose. From here, Vasisthasana, move the left hand towards the right. Shift the hips back like you're doing a downward facing dog so you can come into the pose more easily. Your hips forward, and make sure you don't drop into your shoulder. Keep the arm extended. Go ahead into your variations for advanced practitioners if you like. Coming back down, go to the other side. Drop down onto your right knee if you need to. It will look like this if you're modifying. Okay, so press the hips forward, keep your hips high. Back down into the plank. So from here, shift your hips back. The right foot moves forward, back foot flat. Virabhadrasana 1 again. Gaze up as though in devotion. That warrior serves the people, so just try to express that devotion, that mightiness. Keep that same mindset as you move into Warrior Two. Sink down through the seat. Try to open up your stance a little bit more. Strong, straight, true lines. Parshvakonasana. Taking on this version, pull the left shoulder back, straight line from the back foot right up to the fingertips. Or go down a little bit further. Keep the shoulder against the knee. Keep progressing as you see fit. Keep moving to the edge of your potential. To always just try to redefine a new edge. This is how you make progress. Always do it in a mindful way. Doesn't bring pain in the body or anxiety to the mind. Release. Left arm sweeps over the head and turn forward. Spin on the back foot. Setting up for Parivita Parsvakonasana. So adjust your front leg so it's at a right angle. Left arm up. Angle the toe and knee towards the left. And again, take your twist. Hands to the heart. Bring the center chest to the thumbs, or maybe even moving into a bind. Modify as you need to by bringing the back knee down. Push through the back heel, right shoulder moves all the way back. Now, come back into Warrior Two. Again, sink down through the seat, get nice and low. Hands behind the back, humble warrior. Inhale, lift the chest, bring the head up. Exhale, dive down to the inside. Express humility and surrender. Bring the hands back down, place them on the ground beside the right foot. Move the right foot out. Do it from this orientation so you can see. And again, move back and forth. Pushing off the roots of the toes, sink the seat. And then push the left heel back further, lower the knee. If you can, roll towards the left to get the left forearm down, roll towards the right to get the right forearm down. Make sure the knee doesn't pop away from the shoulder. Move the foot out so the knee and the foot are in the same line. And imagine you have a big weight resting on top of your seat, flattening out the body. Eventually, maybe the chest will come down as well. Keep the gaze fixed like a lizard that doesn't blink. Now, come back onto your hands and bring the right foot back into the left foot. Come into plank. Again, send your seat up and back. One more round of Vasisthasana. Left hands more in front of the nose. Turn to the right. If you want to go further, go ahead. Slide your right toes back alongside the left knee. Spin on your hands, your fingers facing in the middle of the mat. Come into Wild Thing. If you can, some of you might be able to come right into Urdhva Dhanurasana. Just keep spinning on your hand. Bring your feet and your hands beside one another. Okay, move according to your conditions and your abilities. To move back, you again spin on your left hand, fingers facing towards the right. Keep your hips high, your arm extended. Come back into downward facing dog. And go right to the other side. In this direction this time. Right hand moves more towards the left. Go to your Vasisthasana first. And then slide your left toes back and keep pushing into your right hands. Turn your hips and chest up. Keep spinning on the base of the wrist, the base of the palm. Fingers facing the middle of the mat, and then you slide your right foot beside your left, and your right hand and your left hand come in line too. Now coming back, spinning on your right hand again, fingers facing towards the middle of the mat. Keep your hips high, your shoulder extended, and then come back into downward facing dog. Breathe in, breathe out, soften. Then bring the left knee forward to the left wrist, coming into pigeon pose. Flatten out the left toes. Inhale, come upright. Bring the fingertips on either side of hips. Inhale, pull the knees towards one another. So you're trying to scrunch up the mat between your knees. Exhale, yield a little bit. Just allow the knees to slide apart. The root comes down. A couple more times. Pulse up and down. Just time you inhale, engage the thighs. Exhale, release. Hands to the back now onto the seat. Pull the tail under, push up with fingertips. Take all the wrinkles out of the lower back. Allow the head to drop back. Rest in the top of the back. Those you want can try to pull the right foot up. Maybe you'll touch the shoulder. You might be able to reach up with your left hand and take hold of the foot. The hand finds the foot. The other hand will come up easily to reach it. And then release the foot, place it back down. Prone pigeon. Inhale, extend out the hips. Exhale, walk forward. Keep the left side of the seat rooted and come down as you can. So you can stay on your hands, come onto form, resting your forehead on your fists, or stretch all the way out. Elongate the spine here. Surrender to the pose. Express humility again. And bring the hands back beside the knee. Step back into plank. Lower down knees, chest and forehead to the ground. Come up into your cobra or upward facing dog. Pay attention to each form equally. Love all forms, love all experiences. Each form represents an experience in your daily life. Back into downward facing dog. Breathe in. Breathe out. Soften in every sense of the word. Melt the heart. And then bring the right knee forward to the right wrist. Settling in for pigeon. Your thigh is in the same line as the hip. Fingertips alongside the hip. Inhale again. Pulse up and down. Pull the knees towards one another. Exhale. Slide them away as though you're stretching them out at your knees. And come up again. Engage the muscles. Exhale. Release. Yield a little bit more one last time. Come up and slide. Hands on the seat and create space in the lower back. Pull the heels, your palms down. Press the fingertips up. Try to get your hands as long as possible. And the skin underneath the hands smooth. No wrinkles. Again, feel free to bring up the back foot. Good. So if you're having, another way to get into it is to, if you can't come, the foot doesn't naturally come to the head, you take the foot, press the thumb into the base of the toes, other fingers wrap around the outside. Now pull the elbow up in the line of the shoulder and then straight up. And then the foot can maybe come to the head. Perhaps the other hand as well. And these are all options. Move according to your condition and your abilities. The foot, glide it down carefully, and then you inhale, sit upright again, stay as long as possible through the spine so you can come down with a nice long spine. Up where it feels most appropriate for you. Pull on the forearms if you like, as though you're trying to pull the forearm to the ground towards you, and telescope the chest and head forward. Anchor down through the hips. Feel as though there's a lot of weight in your hips and your legs. Coming back onto the hands, press into your hands, bend the toes under the left foot, back into plank, knees, chest and chin down, into upward facing dog or cobra. into downward facing dog. Breathe in, breathe out. Now lift the heels, bend the knees. Bring your feet to the hands, hopping or walking. Pull the body down onto your legs again. Uttanasana. Now you just slide your hands down the backs of the legs. You can step on your fingers with your heels if you like. Forearms against the calves and pull the body against the legs. Bend your knees. Keep your knees bent if you need to not lose connection with the body. Okay, so it look like this, more perhaps all perfect. Then release. Bring your arms up over the head. Press the hips forward. Arch back if you feel comfortable. And bring your hands back to the heart. Now, bring your arms down the sides of the body. Mountain pose. Be formidable and tall and true like a mountain. Inhale from the heart to the third eye. Exhale back down to the heart. Remain firmly established in your divinity. And release. So we're going to do a couple balance poses now. Starting off with either warrior 3 or toppling tree. So standing at the back of the mat, take your arms over the head, step your left foot forward and come forward, hinge at the hips, bend the standing leg if you need to, the left leg, and raise your right leg up. Try to make your body flat like a table, so try not to open up the right hip. Picture yourself in your mind, and try to make your body look like that shape you see in your mind. Feel free to stay here or progress to toppling tree. Swing your arms back, interlace your fingers, open up the palms, bring your body down lower so your belly comes onto your thighs, but then lift the chest a little bit, bring the right foot up a little bit higher if you can. Curve the body. More weight towards the front of the foot. Good. Now release the hands, drop the left hand down onto the ground from the foot. And move the thumb in line with the little toe. Open up to the right. If you need a block, you can place a hand underneath the block, Adho. Open up to the right. Bring the right arm up. And try to extend the side body, lengthen the side body. Now stay here or bring the right foot in towards the seat, bind the foot, and then push the foot away from the seat again. Try to get your shoulders and hips to stack one on top of the other. Good, last option if you like, stay here or keep your left hip raised. See if you can take your left hand to your heart. Oops. Okay, so lift your chest a little bit. And bring your hand to the heart. And release. Left hand comes down and come down. All right, that was a long sequence, so just do your best. Now, start again. Take a moment to just visualize yourself moving through the poses with ease, with grace. And see if your body will obey and be unconcerned no matter what happens. Arms come up, right foot steps forward and move into the pose. Bend the standing leg and raise the left leg up. Try to experience all the forms, all the experiences. Each one gives us more knowledge that we can use. Now you can stay here or toppling tree. Swim your arms back, interlace the fingers, and then dive deeper. Bring your belly onto your thigh or close to the thigh and then lift the chest up. Left foot comes up higher. release the hands, drop the right hand down onto the ground, stay on your fingertips to give yourself more room. Turn to the long side of the mat, shoulders and hips stack, and raise the left arm up, Ardha Chandrasana. Try not to wrinkle the right side of the body, keep it long. Option stay here or bend the knee. Take hold of the foot. Once you have the foot, pull it away from the seat. Just forming a bow shape with your body. Now feel free to stay here or look down if you want to go to the full sequence. Keep your right hip up. Stay strong in your standing leg and bring the right hand to the heart. Slowly come out of the pose, right fingertips come back down, and just undo everything. Step your feet back together, standing tall mountain again. Breathe in from the heart to the third eye. Breathe back down to the heart. Never lose that connection with the highest self that resides within. Good, now we're going to come down onto the knees. All right, so from here, take your legs out from underneath. And Vajrasana. I'll turn this way so you can see. If you can, lean towards the right, fold the left knee back. Bring the right foot up, take hold of the foot, and then just swing it out to the side a few times. Just to loosen up the hip. Now if this isn't doable with your left leg, it's very uncomfortable, you can keep your leg extended in front, like so. Okay, so I'll do this version, I'll demonstrate with this leg in front first. Lean back now, bring the knee towards the shoulder. If you lean back, when your foot comes down on your left thigh, it'll come close to where it has to be for lotus. So if there's no resistance, you just tuck the foot into the hip crease and bring the knee down. The foot is resting on your thigh crease, or you bring your foot down if that's too much, and just place the heel just against the perineum. So we're going to go to the right now, turn to the right, roll the head of the shoulder, come down low, bring the arm around the back. And if you can, if your foot is on the ground, you might just bring your hand to your thigh and press it down, or hold your shirt. If you can, you might be able to reach the foot, but it's much easier if your foot's in lotus, it's a little bit easier. Left hand to the outside of the right knee. Push back the fist against the knee. Inhale, push the lower back up and in, and then turn to the right. Full pose. Your leg would be behind and would look more like this. Make sure both sides of the seats are rooted. Push the lower back up and in, turn to the right. And then come back. And then we're going to go to the other side. Take the legs out, shake them out. And then move into your pose. Right leg folded behind if you're doing that version, or straight on front. And then again, move your foot back and forth like you're opening a door. And bring the knee against shoulder, lean back. Bring the heel close to the hip, and then just tuck it into the hip crease if that's accessible. Otherwise, foot on the ground in front of the body. To go to the left, just skim the body close to the ground as it comes around. You come back up. Foot's not quite there, your hand's not at the foot. Use the other hand to reach the foot, or take a strap if you have one. And hold the foot in the strap. Inhale, lift through the chest and turn to the left. Stay tall through the spine. Try not to drop the body back into the hips when it turns more into the twist. back around. Now next pose is headstand. If you're advanced and you know how to do a lotus, you can go into your lotus now. We'll show you a way of getting into your headstand from lotus. So you come down, come into tripod, place your hands down and your head down. And from here you have to lift one side, try to get your arm underneath your shin, and push into your hands. Push the shin hard into the arm and then get your other knee up. And then you can bring your knees up. Okay, so that is an entry if you know how to do lotus, so you got the strength in your arms. Otherwise you come up in your headstand the normal way, whichever way you would want to do it. Okay, so go ahead into your headstand. Other options, of course, hare pose, forehead to the ground, and then roll up onto the top of the head by lifting your seat up. Try to get your seat over your knees, eventually moving more towards the back of the head. If it's too much pressure, you stay at the top of the head. Or teddy bear. Hands beside your knees, lift up, and bring your just underneath your knees against your elbows. Push into your hands and your head, and then dance from toe to toe. Eventually flex your toes. You might be able to get both feet up off the ground. Now wherever you are, just hold the attention at the space between the eyebrows. Once you're steady and comfortable in the pose, leave the body alone. Concentrate on the space between the eyebrows. Make your concentration one pointed. Try to imagine all the weight lifting up away from your body, off your head. Feel light. Use your imagination. And now come down from wherever you're at with control. If you're in headstand, roll down. Allow yourself to come down. Come into child's pose. Breathe in. Breathe out. Remove all fatigue. Good. And then roll your way up. Find your way onto your back. Shoulder stance. Just for a moment lie on your back. Breathe in. Exhale, breathe out all fatigue. Imagine you're fainting. Now from here, place your arms beside your body. Lift your legs. Keep pushing into your arms so your seat comes up off the ground. Keep pressing into your arms. Maybe you can send your feet all the way behind your head. Even if your feet don't touch down, no matter. And then just try to move your arms closer together. Join your hands. Base the heels, your palms together. And then you try to move your arms as far back behind your body as possible by moving your shoulders in. Bring your hands to the lower back, fingers facing up, and then bring your legs up, one or both at a time. If it's too much, stay in a tuck. Bring your knees to the forehead, or if it's still too much, just sit on your hands with your legs straight up. You can bring your feet against the wall if you're near a wall. Okay. If you have a lotus, take your lotus. Use your hands if you need to. Try to come right onto your tops of shoulders. If you have a lotus, try to get your knees higher than your hips. Last action for those who can. Bring your hands to your thighs. And use your hands to push the knees further up. Or your legs further up. Now, again, close your eyes. Concentrate on the space between the eyebrows. Picture anything you like there. A flower, perhaps a diamond, an Om symbol, whatever you like. Just picture in great detail and keep your mind fixed on that object. Now from here, if you have a lotus, keep your lotus, bring the legs against your body. And if you can reach around the outside of the legs and hold, bring your hands together just underneath the seat. If your legs are straight, you can move into plow pose. Feet behind your head, keeping your legs straight, supporting your back if your feet don't come down all the way, or alternatively, bring your thighs against the body and knees on either side of the head. Karnapidasana. Keep your attention on the object of concentration that you made in the previous pose. Start to make your way out slowly. Keep your legs close to the body so you don't come down fast and hard with a fast and hard landing. Once your feet are on the ground, just rest for a moment. Breathe in. Breathe out all fatigue. Relax. Move into fish. Lift one side of the seat up, slide your hand underneath the seat, palm down, and the other hand. And then from here, tuck your shoulders under. If you know the lotus fish, you can do that one. Push your chest up and bring the top of the head to the ground. If you have your lotus, you would try to take hold of your feet and then just try to bring your elbows and your knees down. Now, try to get your heart as high as possible. Imagine you're beaming love out of your heart. Now, Bhastrika breath. Breathe very fast in the nose like a sniffing dog. Keep going with the breath. If you want, raise your legs 12 inches off the mat. If you want to do the full pose, you would bring your arms out from underneath as well, hands in front of the legs with your hands together. Bring your legs down, arms onto the ground, and come out of the pose. Breathe in. Breathe out all fatigue. Now from here, slide your feet close to the seat, bridge pose. Push into your arms, lift your hips up off the ground, tuck your shoulders underneath, try to get your chest right towards your chin. And then use your hands, tilt the hips forward a little bit so that there's no crunching in the lower back. Knees in line with the back, the heels. The back's the knees in line with the heels. Good. From here, if you want, bring your fingertips on either side of the head, and then push into your fingertips, slide your head back so you're on the top of the head. Spin your hands around so the fingers are facing towards the feet. Now you can stay here, or take a half breath in and lift your head up off the mat. Urdhva Dhanurasana, upward facing bow. And then lift your heels if you like, rock back and forth, try to get your chest as far forward as possible, and try to make a nice, long, smooth arc. Legs and arms eventually straighten. If you're more flexible, walk your hands towards your feet. And if advanced practitioners want to do whatever they want, drop backs or TikToks, whatever you like to do, go ahead. Or reach for your feet, try to make a full wheel pose. Stay a little bit longer. You can try to come up on one finger on each hand if you like. Good. And come down. Slowly, mindfully. Come down again. Breathe in. Breathe out. All fatigue. Now, stay on your back. You can keep your feet close to the seat, slide them out a little bit more if you like. Raise the right leg up. Take hold of the right ankle and pull the right knee onto your shoulder. And pull on the foot, trying to get it closer to the head. Eventually you can extend your left leg flat on the ground. Take your attention to all these areas in the leg where you want to find release, the back of the leg. And then that's where the prana will go. Send an intention of release there. If you're very flexible, you might be able to bring your foot right to the ground beside your head. Now from here, half happy baby pose, pull the right heel back up over the knee so that your leg is bent to a 90-degree angle, and just allow the knee to slip out to the outside of the body, just underneath the arm. Right, so hopefully you can see from the picture here. I'll stand up. So if you're on the ground, it would basically look like this. Okay, so I'd have my knee underneath my arm. Now, from here, you can either try to push your shoulder in front, like so. Place your hand under the seat. We're trying to get your leg behind your head. Lift your head and you can try to get your foot behind your head. You can slide your left foot in. Otherwise, if it's too much, you take your foot out to the side. And you can take your other arm out to the side to prevent you from rolling. So it looks like ballet pose, but you're lying on your back. So, go ahead. If you're trying to get your foot behind your head, slide your foot in. Push the knee as high as you can with the back of the shoulder, and then lift your head up. Tug on your foot towards the left. Eventually you might get your foot behind the head. Always work according to your condition. Don't go to a place of pain or anxiety. Just keep practicing with no expectations. Just make everything an offering. The body opens up by itself with time and with practice. And then release. Try the other side now. Take a moment before you raise your other leg up. Breathe in. Breathe out. All fatigue, all struggles. You start with your right foot in a little bit. Slide it in as you bring your left leg up and knee to the shoulder. Take hold of the ankle and then just pull the foot towards the head. Gradually trying to release the muscles in the back of the leg, and then maybe you can extend the right leg. You're very flexible again. Take hold of the foot and try to get the foot down onto the ground beside the head. happy baby pose. Bend the knee again, the heels over the knee, and then just allow the knee to slip out to the outside. Okay. Those of you who need a little bit more work on the hamstrings, before you try, you can just try to bring your foot out to the left. Slide your right foot in if you need to, it's always an option. Or try to wedge your left shoulder in front and push into the back of the knee. Right. Push up as high as you can so the knee comes close to the ear. And then from here, lift your head, tug on a foot, pull it towards the right, and eventually you might allow the foot to slip behind the head. Again, bring the right foot in if you need to. If you know the full sleeping yogi pose, go ahead, bring both feet behind your head. Always try to come to a place of quietness in the pose where you can remain steady and in the pose. The mind can stay in quietness. And release. Bring the left leg down. Breathe in. Breathe out. Now from here, again, slide your feet in towards a seat. One more bridge pose. Lift up your hips, tuck your shoulders underneath, your chest towards your chin. And then lower down. Shift your arms, come up to seated. And from here, come onto your belly. Roll the shoulders forward and then roll them back. Join hands together behind the back, Shalabhasana. So you want to engage the back muscles and the upper back muscles and the buttocks. Inhale, lift the chest, bring the thighs up off the mat. Try not to bend the knees. Keep the legs together. Now lift up, imagine you're trying to grab the ankles. The whole body should be vibrant, should feel it. Good. And down. Inhale. Exhale, drop all the fatigue out of the body. Good. One more. Join the hands behind the back. Take a half breath in, lift the chest, and bring the legs up as well. Now you can stay here or bend your knees more. Take hold of the ankles and pull on the ankles coming into bow pose. Tug on the feet. Try to get the feet higher than the head. So when you look up, you'll be able to see your toes. Keep on breathing. And then release. Pull the heels towards the seat. Breathe in. Breathe out. Push into your hands, come back to seat position. Good. And from here, bring your legs out in front. Keep your legs straight in front. Sit a little bit forward. Make sure that the sit bones are firmly connected. Left hand to the outside of the right thigh, close to the ankle. Right hand just down the center of the back. Inhale, push your lower back up and in. Exhale, turn to the right. Keep your shoulders wide. Your chest open. And keep trying to keep your heels together. One foot not leading the other. come back, go to the other side. Left hand right down the center of the back against the seat, not far away. This makes you lean back, you don't get the full benefit of the twist. Keep upright. Left hand behind, right hand to the outside of the left shin. Inhale, push the lower back up and in. Exhale, turn to the left. Try not to hunch up the shoulders, close the ears. Keep your neck long. And release. Just come down onto your back. Again. Breathe in. Exhale, breathe out all fatigue. Imagine you're fainting. Again. Inhale through the skin. Light and energy. Exhale, feel all the love and light and energy flooding the body, feeling recharged and rejuvenated. Again, inhale deeply through the skin. Exhale, just send the light and the energy everywhere. Then roll up to seated position. Roll to one side if you like, or just come straight up. So we'll do just a little bit of pranayama before we go down for deep relaxation. So from here, we're going to try Nadi Shodhana. So it's a calming breathing without any breath retention, alternate nostril breathing. Inhaling through the left, plug the nose just for a moment, both sides. Exhale through the right, inhale through the right, close off the right side, open the left and exhale. That's one cycle. As you inhale, visualize the breath moving down as though the lungs are sitting at the bottom of the body, like at the root. Exhale, visualize the breath moving back up. So inhale down, exhale up. So from here, we're also to do the pranayama mudra, second and third fingers fold down on the right hand. Turn the palm towards you, and then this is what we use for pranayama. Right thumb to block off the right, to control the passage to the right nostril, right ring finger for the left passage. And then left hand in Yana mudra, second finger and thumb connected, resting on the left knee. Sitting up tall and straight now. So breathe in, exhale, breathe out completely, empty the lungs. Close off the right side with the right thumb. Inhale through the left, down into your lungs. Close the left, open the right, exhale, back up. Watch the breath rising. Inhale down, right side. Close the right, open left, exhale, up. Inhale down. Close left, open right, exhale, up. Immediately inhale through the right, down. Close the right, open left, exhale, up. Inhale left, down. Exhale right, up. Inhale down, right. Exhale left, up. Continue on your own. Keep the inhale and the exhale even duration. Keep visualizing the movement of the breath up and down the spine or the body. Do one more cycle after your current one completes. You would conclude eventually through the left, breathing out through the left side. You would lie on your back now, for Shavasana. Find your way into comfortable position. Just allow the body to completely relax. And systematically we'll relax the body bit by bit. So take your attention to your left hand. Inhale, breathe all the way up through the arm, right up through the left side of the body, all the way up to the top of the head. Exhale back down to the left fingertips, allowing the whole arm to become heavy. And then the right hand now. Inhale up through the right arm, right up to the top of the head. Exhale back down, right to the fingertips. Left foot, slowly, starting at the toes. Send the breath all the way up through the left side of the body, up the leg, up the body, torso, right through to the top of the head. As you exhale back down to the left toes, feel the whole side of that body just relaxing, letting go of all fatigue and getting heavy. As it goes down, breath goes back down to the toes. Right side, same thing. Starting at the toes of the right foot, inhale back all the way up through the leg, all the way up through the body, to the top of the head. Exhale as the breath moves back down. Feel the whole body just relaxing on that side along the path of breath. Good. Now, from the top of the head, breathe back down to the right, to the left fingertips, down the arm. Exhale back up to the top of the head. From the top of the head, down the right arm to the fingertips. Just reversing everything. Just changing our mind a little bit. The mindset a little bit. Something a little bit different. Exhale back up to the top of the head. Release any residual tension. Starting at the top of the head, breathe all the way back down to the left toes. Down the body, down to the leg, to the left toes. Exhale back up to the top of the head. And from the top of the head, breathe down the right side of the body to the right toes. Exhale, breathe back up to the top of the head. Take away all residual tension. Drop all the fatigue out of the body. Good. Just feel from the fingertips and the toes, breathe all the way up through those extremities, up through the arms, up through the limbs, right up through to the top of the head. Exhale, breathe all the way back down those same paths and every ounce of fatigue out of the body, every ounce of resistance, as though you're breathing all out through the pores of the skin as well. from the base of the spine. Breathe all the way up to the top of the head. Exhale back down to the base of the spine. Scan the body for any residual tension anywhere. Any resistance whatsoever. And then just allow it to go out with the breath. Leave the body alone now in its stillness. Come to a place of quietness in the mind, for it is no longer occupying itself with the body's functions. The mind is quiet and calm. And whatever is going on in the mind, be completely unfazed, undisturbed, unbothered. Whatever emotions are arising, whatever thoughts are passing through, just be the observer watching it all. Completely content, completely non-judging. Repeat to yourself 3 times the following sentence that you can ingrain in your mind and your heart and carry it out into your daily life. I remain open and unattached to all experiences. That's simply to say that whatever passes, remind yourself each time that whether it's a painful or a pleasurable experience, it passes. It has its due course, every experience, a beginning and an end. And we try not to cling to the emotions or the circumstances of that experience so as to prevent us from drawing the knowledge that we need from it, that we can apply to other situations, that will help us to break the patterns that continually land us in a place of pain and suffering. Everything happens exactly the way it is meant to allow for spiritual correction and spiritual growth. Prepare now in the most gentle way possible to come back into the body, to reacquaint yourself with the physical form. Start to become aware of the fingers, the toes, the breath, the limbs, the arms, the forces that animate the body. And once you're ready, with the utmost reverence and quietness and mindfulness, Come back to a seated position. Close with Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Instill the peace within. Send it out to all beings everywhere. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Be receptive to the divine grace within. Namaste. Have a wonderful day, everybody. Thank you so much for coming.